Today, the moon is in Aquarius, and I want to share with you 3 ways to invite positive change into your life. We've been talking this week about some powerful and deep ideas, really conceptualizing new paradigms, what they look like, what it means to step into our creative capacity and really our highest potential as that we have as human beings. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Thursday, March 7th. Yesterday, I highly recommend yesterday's video. I took a deep dive, wasn't really expecting to, but I went deep into some of these concepts about how we participate or can consciously choose to align with creating the things we want. So from a perspective of manifesting and manifesting the things we want, whether it's healing, whether it's joy, freedom, abundance, caring, love, all the things that we as human beings want, but also in a bigger sense, the way we want the world to be, right? The kind of world we want to live in. So how do we participate in creating that, in being the change that we want to see in the world? So yesterday's video, really fantastic. And also the previous day, actually Tuesday and Wednesday, as the moon was in Capricorn and then going into Aquarius last night. Just some really good, hopefully thought-provoking ideas from me about how to think about your own ways of thinking and how they can get in the way, but also how you can consciously connect with the kinds of thinking and the ways of being that will help you manifest the things you want and participate in creating the healing and positive changes we want to see in the world. Okay, so for today, building from that, so if you missed that one, go watch that first, because today I'm going to get more practical and give you some tangible things you can do here to invite positive change into your life, some practices you can do. With the Aquarius moon today, we want to be thinking about how to create space for ourselves. Aquarius is a very high minded, it's intellectually it's outside the box thinking. So it's very intellectual and very much in the realm of ideas. So it's where some of our ideas might originate that help us solve problems or think differently or invite in new ways of thinking, new possibilities, new beliefs. So 3 ways that you can or 3 things you can do to invite positive change into your life is number 1, and these are really great practices to do with the Aquarius moon that's bringing in shake up and change and shift and opening us to new thinking, new ideas, solving old problems from bringing in new solutions from the thinking that lies outside of our old thinking, right? Getting out, breaking free of the old thinking. Okay, so number 1 is get outside your thoughts. The Aquarius moon loves for us to quiet our minds so that we can expand and open our minds. So it's the perfect time to space out. We want to, and that's a good thing, right? It's almost like if your mind is like a dusty, cobwebby attic, and you take the broom and you just sweep it all out. You open the windows, you get some fresh air in there, you're cleaning it out, right? You're making it ready for new thinking. So you want to get outside of your thoughts. And some ways you can do that are anything that you get lost in. Whether that is being in nature, working in your garden or your yard, listening to music, doing art, right? It's things where you're getting very in that zone of connection with life and the bigger picture, but you are not dwelling on your thoughts. You're including any fears, worries, concerns, stressful thoughts, right? Just putting those aside. And you might want to facilitate that. You may want to just write down the things you're worried about, write them down in a journal or on a piece of paper, and then set them aside and go, okay, I will come back to you, right? Like maybe they're important, maybe they need some attention, but you don't have to think about them all the time. So write them down so you won't forget. Now you can let go, put them aside, and then let yourself go do something fun, something creative, something, go listen to the birds, go feel the wind or the breeze or the snow or the rain or whatever's happening where you are. Just let go of the thinking. Okay, so that is number one of the 3 ways to invite positive change into your life. Number one is get outside your thoughts. Do something that engages you without your thinking, right? And thinking can be, we don't even always know when we're thinking. So thinking is anytime you're fussing or worrying about something or running through it in your head trying to figure it out. Just put all that aside, get outside of that, and open your mind. Okay, so spacing out. Number two way to invite positive change into your life is to break free of any limitations. So this is a good practice to just notice, hey, I'm worried about that thing, or I am thinking about that thing in the way that I always have. I'm expecting, yesterday we were talking about expectations and assumptions. So notice if you have an expectation or an assumption, and just when you notice that, you notice what you're worried about, just go, wow, look, I'm worried about that. I don't have to be worried about that, right? Like if I just put that aside, what could be possible that that has not occurred to me yet? So breaking out of your limitation. First, you have to notice what the limitation is, whether it's a limiting thought and an assumption about what is or what is possible, and just find a way to notice when it's happening, and then to step aside, to put it aside, to go, no, I don't need to be limited by that because there are possibilities that have not even occurred to me yet. So breaking free of the limitation. And that you may want to go back to number one, get outside your thoughts to facilitate this. But it's specifically about noticing where you have those thoughts or expectations about the way things are, the way things have to be, or anything that sort of confines you in your thinking. Okay, so that's number two, is notice where your limitations are and just get outside of them. Break free of them. Remind yourself, I don't have to be limited by that. I do not have to be limited by that thinking, right? There are other possibilities that have not yet occurred to me. All right, so number one was get outside your thoughts. Number two is break free of limitation. And number three is, this is a really fun one. So number three is notice things you don't normally notice. So open your extra eyes when you go outside, or when you're inside, or when you're doing your normal daily stuff, whatever it is. Like, pay attention to things in ways that you normally don't, right? Normally you're thinking, you're focused, you're trying to get to the next thing, you're trying to, whatever, and you don't, it's like you get a kind of tunnel vision because you're focused on getting through something. So get outside of that tunnel vision and notice things, notice colors, notice textures, notice sounds, notice your thinking. Notice things you don't normally notice. Notice, what is the smell? Like, how often do you think about, maybe some people do this more than others, but it's, for me, it can be a reminder to, oh yeah, what does it smell like here? What is the air doing? What is the temperature? What are the things I don't normally think about? So notice things you don't normally notice. All right. So to recap, 3 ways to invite positive change into your life. These are practices you can try, one or all, whatever works for you. Just things to play with, things to try. So number one is get outside of your thoughts, engage in something that helps you kind of lose yourself, right? Go out in nature, listen to music, do some art, get hands-on, some sort of hands-on project or something you can get lost in. Number two, break free of limitation. So notice where your thinking is stuck and recognize you do not have to be limited by that thinking. Number three is noticing things you don't normally notice. So just kind of paying attention and opening your extra eyes to notice things that you aren't normally tuned into. All ways to invite positive change into your life. And when this is done in the context of your own ongoing healing process, you are opening the door to the positive changes that are going to help you see how to move forward, how to shift your thinking, how to think about things differently. It's like you're inviting in support. So I'd love to hear what you think about these practices and how they work for you or what you resonate with most. Thank you so much for your comments. Thanks for being here and for subscribing to this YouTube channel. I really appreciate, and the free being a free subscriber here is very good for me. It helps support my work, so I appreciate it, and it's easy for you. Great way to say thank you for what I'm doing here. Thanks again for being here, and you can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I'm Marina Orms. You can learn more about how to work with me and get a reading or some insight into your own life through your own natal astrology chart, or maybe through with a relationship with someone that you have, or something else that you would like support with in your life. So you can learn more at astrologyheals.com. Thank you so much for being here and following me and all of your support. I will be back with more as we go through the week, heading into the early Sunday morning Pisces new moon. Bye for now.